Princess Kailani statue. Her house used to be here, right in this section. And I think the reason that the house was there is because of where it's sitting across from the mountains here. So the breeze blows right through this area. At least that's what I think it was. But yeah, they took a house down. You would think it would have been like one of those protected kind of, you know, what do they call those? Protected buildings. You know, every state has them, but for some reason they didn't do that with hers. Historically protected, what the fuck you call it. It probably had a lot of old weird antiquitech on it. You know what I mean? Like just old world stuff that they like tearing those places down. But for whatever reason, it's gone. Her dad was Cleghorn, Scottish dude. Cleghorn had the those healer stones that we talked about before, or walked by before. Did a couple videos on. It was maybe had to be over a year ago now. But anyway, the healer stones. Cleghorn had those buried in his backyard for like a year. Oh no, it was buried in the bowling alley. Cleghorn just had it in his backyard, like in his garden or something. Really weird. There's a lot of weird stuff about this place, man. Every time I'm kind of interested in something, like, hey, I wonder what that's all about. Everything is a fucking rabbit hole. Like a real deep rabbit hole, you know? It's fucking crazy. So, I took some plant medication a little while ago, and I did a thing this morning. I did an episode of the Schizo Garage. No, it was out here. I was walking Waikiki. About how whenever I take plant medication, I kind of get paranoid and worry about things I put on the channel. And I was talking about how I do that and laughing about it. Like, you know, can you believe I take that stuff and then I get out of my mind and paranoid and I want to take down the last video I did. Well, that's exactly what's happening now. I took some plant medication a little while ago, and now I'm thinking about the video I made this morning, making fun of the fact that I want to smoke plant medication, I want to take videos down. I came out of my house, I'm like, I shouldn't post that. So I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the meme that I was making fun of myself for. Because right now I'm thinking, I shouldn't post that. Yeah, it's crazy, but it's just something that I thought needed to be documented. Watching YouTube this morning, and I've been having some like not concerns, but like my connection to Source and God. I was feeling like I wasn't as connected, and I wasn't getting the response that I normally get. Well, I got it today, in the form, of course, as these things do come, of YouTube. In these videos, I'm watching these three different guys. One was Joey the Jetsi, Shameless Berg again, and it was somebody else. Who was the third one? And I don't know. If I think about it, I'll put it on the screen here. And I'm watching their videos, right? Just they're people I normally watch. And they all, at a few points, said things that I say or have said, like recently. Not just the subject talking about it, but phrased in the exact way. And they don't fucking know me. I don't know them. But while drawing, you know, we've gone into this before. It's settled science. All of us are one thing, you know, we're all one entity. So we all share like a brain, and it's just somewhere, it's like in the cloud, you know, like a cloud version of our full brain, the brain we have when we're all together, when we're Voltroned up, you know, and that brain's just kind of sitting in the ether there, and you can pull from it sometimes without trying to. I think that's what you have when you have these young child prodigies that are great musicians. Like the kid's 6 and he can play Beethoven. You're like, well, he didn't have time to learn that in a lifetime. How does he know how to do that? Because he's coming out of that cloud. He's not, those kids aren't probably like looking for them and pulling these things out. They're just picking up these gifts, you know, which is stuff that knowledge we've already accumulated, and it went up there. Because everything you think, everything you do, it all goes in the main brain that we all have. That's why it's like everything you do is seen. You know, you should be very careful about how you conduct yourself, even when you think no one's looking. Always try to do the right thing, because it isn't a thing like some people, well, you know, no one's going to see if I don't pick up that piece of trash. Who cares? Everyone sees it. We all see it because we all experience it at some point. Some guy dropped it, whatever. Maybe someone dropped something. I'm probably not explaining this well, which would be a great name for the channel. But everyone sees everything you experience. If you're, you know, one of 5%. I guess there's a caveats on top of caveats here. It's a fucking wonder I can even get through a paragraph. But we see everything because it all goes up into that cloud and that people pull stuff from. So so sometimes what you'll find, and this used to happen in music, is people will just be saying the same thing. You know, jump on an idea at the same time. Because it's that, if the brain was a pool, you know, the brain of everybody's thoughts there, the top, floating on the top is all like kind of the newest conclusions we've come to. This is in my schizo brain world concept. The newer thoughts are at the top. That's coming out of the pool, and it's going into our head, like we're taking those off the top. And I've seen this happen, you know, I've been noticing this kind of thing for years, but every once in a while you'll hit on something where someone will say the same exact thing, same inflection. And when I got it from 3 different people today, it was just weird. It's like, you know, I'm not a big coincidence guy to begin with, but the probability of what I experienced today is like getting struck by the lottery and winning lightning twice, or winning the lightning and getting struck by the lottery twice. It's pretty crazy. Like, it's synchronicity, right? But it's hyper situational specific synchronicity that's happening to me. And the phrases that were coming back were all stuff about God in our life and spirituality and how we relate to Him and how He relates to us. And that's how God talks to me. You know, that's one of the many ways. And that's what I was getting today. So it made me feel good because I think it was an answer to, you know, the spiritual kind of malaise I've been feeling lately, like I'm not connected to it. In fact, you know what? What was I doing? It was in my comment section. Like the first comment I read today was a guy saying that about a video. Like, it was one guy the other day that said the opposite, and someone else today saying, no, I feel connected to God still, or something. So it was kind of, my questions are getting answered in these specific ways, in these schizo-specific ways that really only I would pick up on, and I would have a fuck up the time explaining it to someone. I'm trying now, right now, because ridicule's nothing to be scared of. So sometimes you just gotta run with it. But or the other way the story could pan out is I go back upstairs and just take some more plant medication because, like, why not? It's raining out, it sucks. Nia's not home for a couple more hours, so I could very well take the plant medication and then not want to post this. You see the Inception kind of thing I'm caught in? It's an Ouroboros. It's just of schizo videos. The schizo video Ouroboros. Speaking of which, I gotta do some more music stuff lately. I gotta get that music channel going. I think that'll be a good break to get me away from just thinking about the insanity all the time. You know, I know we're supposed to, it's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to endure. You know, we've been put here to endure. But yeah, I think the malaise that I was experiencing, like I'm not being connected, or I think it just has to do with time. You know, like when you first start making these connections in my returning to the Lord, there were so many things that were new that were jumping out at me. And things would get more intense and be more schizophrenic kind of things, and there'd be more synchronicity, and discovering something new was all day long sometimes. When you're first coming into that world, when you're first appearing on the radar, when your blip shows up in the war, you know, you appear on their radar as a blip, you know. Everything seems like, wow, this is all headed somewhere pretty quickly. So, like, I remember times in the first couple of years being like, oh, this has to be the end times. Like, how much time do we have? Do we have, like, 6 months? Things are so bad. Do we have, like, 2 months? And after a while, that kind of, it kind of slows down. You know, it kind of catches up to you. In the real time you're experiencing, and you're like, oh no, we might be here for a while. And I think that adds to it, because even though I discover new things like every day and deeper stuff every day, the sort of the mania of discovery has kind of not something I experience anymore. I mean, occasionally I still do, but it wasn't like at the very beginning, you know, where it was like everything was like, oh my god, this is this, and that's why that was happening. And this, I was getting so many downloads that I started making videos for myself around the house on my iPad, just like taking notes of things, like some of these things I would, you know, just get struck with, these concepts or whatever you call it, ideas. I'd just be like, I have to put this down. I don't know when I was gonna watch them, but I didn't want to forget them, you know. And that was one of the ways I ended up doing this thing. That and the fact that the media in Honolulu had me so enraged when they were saying that we're on the brink here. The hospitals, during COVID, the hospitals are overstuffed. We're on the brink. People are facing dire consequences. I'd go out with my phone. I'd go up to Kalakaua and just turn it on the video and be like, oh, here we go. We're here in the land of dire consequences. There are bodies being burned with kerosene behind the H&M. You know, just to show them that, I mean, show people that there's no fucking, it was all made up. It's all a lie. You wouldn't know if the hospitals are overstuffed because they wouldn't let you near them. They had security guards. Couldn't get into them. No cars, no activity, no ambulance coming and going, but trust me, they were overstuffed. They're just lying. And, yeah, I could go into that whole, there's so many stories from that area. How is your plant medicine? Oh, I don't know why I did that. But I'm probably going to do it again, let's be honest here. Alright, so, hopefully I do something with this. I don't think anything good in it. But then, you know what? I can never tell that until I'm editing something. And I throw some things away. You know, I throw away more things than you'd probably imagine, considering the quality of what I do post. But, yeah, that usually gets worked out when in the editing suite, which is also on my phone. Thanks for dropping it. It's always cool to talk to you guys. If you have anything to add. If not, thanks for coming by anyway. And hopefully, we'll see you again real soon. And don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.